Hello, everybody. It is the second session of country presentations. We are all coming from city, definitely, but we are presenting our countries also. So this is something that we should not forget because, when we are speaking about Slovenia, like the country where I am coming from, usually I can quickly start to speak just about Ljubljana as a capital and forgetting about the other cities. So, yes, my name is Peter Baros. I'm coming from CEEntral, which is the acronym of the name of Slovenian Music Information Center. And I'm very happy to host the second panel of country presentations. I think that all of the countries presented in previous panel and this one are members of HEMI. So, bravo HEMI. HEMI is a new network connecting 9 countries from Central and South Central European region, which is actually the topic today. So we are speaking about this part of Europe, and we would like to know something more about it. And I will easily transfer myself in the position of a band or an artist who is trying to come to North Macedonia, maybe to Czech Republic, maybe Greece, or maybe Romania to tour, to know some people and so on and so on. So I have 4 wonderful guests here, and we don't want to make some kind of boring introduction. So I will try to speak with each of you for a very short time and see who you are and let our participants know how you can help them. So Angela, Angela, Angelica, welcome North Macedonia. I'm still not used to use the name North Macedonia. For me, it will always be Macedonia. Sorry, Natalie, she's gone at the moment. But anyway, so Angela, can you tell us something about yourself? Focus on things which has something to do with music. So for how long have you been in the music business? For how long? What exactly are you doing and stuff like this? Please.
Hi everyone. Hi, Peter. So I'm Angela from Macedonia. I work in Password Production. It's a music company that deals with booking, artist management, and concert promotion, and everything related to music mostly. And I work as in the PR and marketing sector. And I actually started working this year in January. So yay, 2020 was as it happened. So
wow, yeah, definitely the best year to enter the music business, right? You had a couple of months. January to March was quite okay, and after this, everything collapsed.
Yeah, that was the planning phase. So we started planning everything and started going awesome. And then this happened.
Can you imagine how easy it will be for all of us after this shit go away to organize an event, piece of shit, things like this. Okay, thank you, Angela, for now. I will come back to you. I would like to give the word to Mr. Kush. Mr. Kush, who has a birthday party tonight, but it's not his birthday, it's the birthday of his daughter, I think. Yeah. But we don't speak about that. Peter, please tell us something about yourself. As we can see on your background, you have really a lot of experience with music business. So let's say something about that.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Peter. Hello, girls. Hello, ladies. I'm a Peter Kush from Czech Republic. I'm a music manager and sound engineer, so that's why too many experiences, because I'm working almost 20 years on some parts of the music scene. I'm running the booking and management agency 420 Production, and I am a chairman of Music Managers Forum in Czech Republic. It's a pleasure for me to represent my country here and to speak about the situation here and to help others. I hope so.
We are glad to hear that. We need people like you. We really need people like you. I'm talking about the individual people with faces, with their names and their mails that we all can use to get in contact with and getting some useful information. Anka is the next one. Romania. Hello, Romania. What's up?
Hi. It's kind of foggy here today, but otherwise, we're trying to navigate the waves of the COVID pandemic since March, and doing the best we can.
Yeah, but tell us something about yourself. You are the only person that I know, because I know you, who has a greatest friend, a crazy guitar guy, Steve Vai. He's your good friend, right? I mean, you're taking lunch together, going to fishing or something like this, or?
Well, not lately because he's in the States and I am in Europe. But we know each other. I visited him in LA a few years ago. He's a great guy, and I learned a lot from him. Yeah. I'm really grateful to have somebody like him as a friend.
Isn't he a bit scary? I mean, he's the guy that I could be afraid of him, like visiting Steve Vai with his fingers, and his hair.
But you will find out, knowing him, you will find out that he's the nicest guy ever.
I can imagine this. Yeah. So, Anka, sorry, please, in a couple of words, can you say something about you, what you're doing, for how long have you been in the music business till now?
I started in the music business in 1991. You do the math. I don't want to. And I did everything in the music business except for singing or playing, which is a good thing, I think. Well, the most important thing that I can say about myself is that I'm really fighting to increase the education of the music sector, music business in Romania. So I was teaching music business for a while, and in 2016 I started Mastering the Music Business, which is the biggest professional event for the music industry in Romania, and has also a showcase festival attached to it. We have had 5 editions so far, and now preparing the 6th one, which will be next year in May, and really hope to do it in the old way, the normal way. And I'm also the executive director for the Romanian Indie Label Association.
Thank you, Anka.
You're welcome.
Natalie, hello Greece, hello Athens.
Hello from Greece, sunny Greece today. Yeah.
Hey, I think I don't need to repeat the question. It is the same as for other people. Yeah. So can you please tell us something? You're welcome.
Well, I feel I look like Anka. I'm over 10 more years in the music industry. Started as a journalist, mostly in the field of communications. Marketing communication. I have done almost everything except of singing and playing, like booking, management, promotion, marketing, everything. And now I'm head of communications for Athens Music Week, a new showcase conference and festival. And here I am. I'm very happy to see you all.
Thank you. So this was the funny part. Now we have to do the boring part of this conversation. I'm sorry for everyone, but we will try to make it fun. For me, it's really boring if we just speak some numbers and all the stuff that they are interesting, but it's really difficult to remember. Would you like to spend your Saturday, the whole day, remembering how many people are living in Skopje or Athens or stuff like this? But I will start with this number just to give the people a view what kind of countries we are speaking about. So I will start with Slovenia, because just to let you know, we are 2 million people in Slovenia, and we have a capital, Ljubljana, with around 300,000 people. So we are tiny, the tiniest one. Then we have North Macedonia, which is also about 2 million citizens in North Macedonia, but Skopje is much bigger. It's a bit more than 600,000 people. Then we have Greece, which with capital Athens, which has pretty similar capacity of people in the capital. So in Athens, we have a bit more than 600,000 also. But Greece is huge. It's about 10 million people living in Greece. And we have then Romania, which is actually, in terms regarding citizens, the biggest one is more than 19 million Romanian people living in Romania, and there is almost 2 million from Bucharest.
Well, actually, there are officially 2 million and something, but unofficially, I think we go close to 4 million.
Yeah. Also in Athens, I mean, the whole Attica region is about 4 million people.
Yeah, I think we all have the same issue that unofficial numbers are different than official one, like usually. And then we have Czech Republic, who is hosting us somehow with also 10 million citizens, and Prague as a capital with a bit more than 1 million, a bit more. You know what that means? It's actually 1.3 million. So this 3 is like people living in Ljubljana. So it's like 1,000,001 Ljubljana is Prague. So that was just a broad picture of countries that we are speaking about. And my first question will relate to this, because if you come to Slovenia and you are a rock band, it's actually impossible not to find your music scene in 2 hours, because you need exactly 2 or maybe 3 hours if you're not driving fast to cross the whole Slovenia. Can you imagine? So for me, this question is not that interesting in terms of Slovenia, but I would like to ask you, and I would like to start with the biggest one, let's say Romania. Anka, can you say something about individual music scenes in Romania? So question is like this: if I'm coming to Bucharest and I'm a trap singer, is this the proper city to come to, or do you think that it's maybe better to find my music scene somewhere else? Can you say, can you make some kind of map what is going on in Romania regarding actual music genres which are presented and maybe which are not that interesting?
Well, actually, we don't have such a big trap scene in Romania. Actually, I know that there was a club waiting to be founded in Bucharest, a trap club, but COVID came first, so I think it will happen maybe next year, because there's no point in opening a new club when you can have live events in it. But, well, mostly Romania market is probably like the rest of Europe and the rest of the world, is dominated by mainstream music, also in radio and TV broadcast, but also in the live scene. And then we have a lot of alternative rock, pop bands, and then electronica, DJ, blues, jazz, and metal progressive would be the lowest, the smallest scene in Romania. Mainstream live scene is mostly public supported, because most of the mainstream artists are playing in shows that are organized by the public officialities, like, you know, city halls and everything, like these kind of shows with free entrance and stuff. Very few of the main artists in Romania, mainstream artists, are actually touring on tickets. But all the rest, they are touring on tickets. They are playing in clubs and small venues. We have a kind of really insufficient infrastructure in venues. Most of our tours are happening in small theaters.
Okay, but a question: what that means? For example, a big venue in Romania. What kind of capacity we are speaking about?
Well, the biggest,
I'm not talking about stadiums, which are usually, but let's say about venue.
These multifunctional venues with sports and all kind of events. The biggest one, I think, is in Cluj, which is in the northern part of the country. That's where the Untold Festival is happening. and it has a capacity of maximum 10,000 people. Then we have one in Bucharest with a maximum capacity of 7,000 people. And we, as concert venues, we have actually a few in Bucharest. The biggest one is 4,000 capacity. And then, yeah, we lack the medium ones, the 2,500 places venues.
Sorry, what is medium for you?
Medium, I'd say it's 2,000 to 3,000 people, but we don't. Yeah, we don't have such a venue, unfortunately.
I mean, why I'm asking these questions is that we will see how different we are in terms of what is big venue, what is small venue, what is big concert, what is small concert. For example, medium venue in Slovenia is 500. So 10 left.
Yeah.
And the big one is 1,000, 10 left. So maybe you can speak, Angela. What about North Macedonia in this case? What that means, big venue for you, or small or medium one?
Well, it's similar to what Anka said. For us, the biggest one is the stadium. It's 35,000, I think, around something like that. The medium one is where we do our Taxirat event. I think it's 5,000 or 10,000. And the smaller ones, where most of the concerts happen, is the Youth Cultural Center. They have around 1,000 capacity, but they have like the cinema, where also there are also concerts, and dancing hall outside. So maybe in different places, like 1,000, maybe 2, something like that. Yeah, and the Philharmonic and the Opera House around 900, the biggest stages.
Okay,
that would be it. And okay, so here we do most of our festivals and events are outside, actually.
Yeah. But
so
you know,
there are more
the point
coming.
why I'm asking this question is to give the participants, let's say that these are bands who would like to come to on tour in Macedonia, and they have to understand what that means. If you're coming from Poland, which is a fucking huge country, you cannot use the same measures or the same understanding when you're coming in Slovenia and you are actually playing in the best venue in the city, which will be packaged full, but there will be just 1,000 people. But this is the maximum that you can get in Slovenia, in Ljubljana, for example. I'm talking about clubbing scene, clubbing concerts and stuff like this. I'm not talking about opera house, and I'm not talking about a stadium, because we know, but just to imagine, the biggest possible indoor concert you can make in Ljubljana, Slovenia is maybe for 15,000 people. But don't speak about Slovenia at the moment. We will go to Mr. Kush. Can you tell us what is big, small, medium in terms of Czech Republic?
Yeah, so similar like lady said, the biggest ones are the arenas. Like we have O2 Arena, which is like around 20,000. Then there is few smallers. I have to say that most of them, like the biggest ones, are in the biggest cities, you know, like we have 3 biggest cities, and there is these big arenas, and in the other cities, in the smaller cities, there is just smaller venues. So the like, okay, I'm missing. I would spread it to 4 parts, because there is the biggest is arenas. There is the big ones, which is like 4,000, 5,000 capacity. Then the most of the venues are like between 500. Let's call it middle size. Are 500, from 500 till like 1,500 or 1,000 and something, and then there is the whole, because we are missing the venues from 300 till 500. You know, I think it's not so many. It's less of the venues are like with this capacity, 300 till 500. We call it middle size, but I don't want to make a chaos in it. And then it's the clubs, like smaller clubs till 200 people capacity, and that's the biggest number of these clubs. But we will see what's going to happen after Corona, because now they are having, especially these clubs. Okay.
Yeah. This is completely
Let's
other
not talk
story.
about the issues.
I mean, for me, there's no point to speak about Corona situation, because we don't know, and it's simply a waste of time if we speak about for 1 hour about things that we don't know what will happen. So it's much better to focus on things that we know, and we will all hope that everything will be all right soon. So, Natalie, can you please describe maybe Greece in terms of infrastructure in venue size and stuff like this?
Most of the venues are in Athens, and all the music scene is in Athens and Thessaloniki also, and in one or two smaller towns. I think we have all the sizes, all venues. There is the live stages. There are the big live stages. I mean, 1,000 to 1,050, 500. I mean, people. Then we have the arenas, the multi venues with 6,000-7,000 people. We have, and there is a shift the last year to smaller venues, even the live stage venues for 200 people, 300 people, and club stage. And this is. This is the more alternative scene there, the upcoming artists, and this is where the scene is getting bigger. They started from there, from these small alternative venues, and they are more and more they are coming out the last years. But in terms of the big venues, we have all sizes. Let's say from 1,000 to 3,000 to 6,000. Big stadiums, and it depends on the concert that you want to make. So you have to find the right venue.
Yeah, thank you. So the next question, I will stay with you, Natalie, because you mentioned like Athens and Thessaloniki, like I think as two the strongest music
strongest.
What is the distance between them?
It's 600 kilometers.
600.
600, yes. It's almost by plane. It's about, I think, half an hour to go by plane, and almost 5 hours to go by car. But Thessaloniki has a very strong scene many years ago, and from Thessaloniki started some music genres, mostly local rock heroes came from Thessaloniki, and they have really, alive scene, nice venues, and many groups were born there from Thessaloniki.
Thank you. So Anka, similar question. When we are speaking about the music scenes, you actually mentioned Bucharest, and you mentioned also one city.
I mentioned Cluj
as a second one. Can we call it like this?
Yeah.
Are there any other epicenters of music industry in Romania?
There is another region, city, let's say, with a good music scene, and it's Timișoara. It's in the western part of the country. So these are actually the three poles, to call them like that. For
what is the distance between?
Well, from Bucharest to Cluj, I think there are around 400-450 kilometers, and from Bucharest to Timișoara, 550, something like that. I don't know how much is between Timișoara and Cluj.
I'm asking this question because I would like to give people who are maybe trying to make a tour music, a tour to your country?
Well, actually, in Romania, if you're a small band and you would like to make a club tour, actually, there are not so many clubs, live clubs for non-mainstream music. But I think that you could find like maybe 10 places if you're lucky for a tour.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we will get back to this question. So, Angela, can you say? I mean, Skopje, Thessaloniki is not so far away, right? It's about how much?
Yeah.
Natalie, can you help? Do you have an idea? How
maybe
much? I mean, the distance is quite.
I know that it takes 3 hours to get there, so it's
pretty closer than Athens.
But
okay. Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm trying to make a tour map for my band, my imaginary band. So I will start in Slovenia, go to long distance to Skopje. It's really, this is pain in the ass to come from Ljubljana to Skopje. It's about 10 or 11 hours with not best conditions on the road. But once I'm in Skopje, it will be quite easy to jump in Greece, in Thessaloniki, and maybe then even to take a bit longer ride to Athens, and then trying to come back to Romania and make a couple of concerts in, let's say, 3 cities, then coming back to Ljubljana, and then I will need about 3 or 4 hours, 5 maybe, 6 maybe, to come to Czech Republic. So, Mr. Kush, the same question for you. Can you name a couple of cities which you feel are strongest one in terms of music scene and live music, especially?
Okay, so for sure Prague is the main one, but the 2 other ones, the biggest ones, are Brno and Ostrava. Especially Brno, I think it's the second best city in Czech Republic to play. There is some nice clubs with nice program directors, which are trying to discover new foreign bands as well. And then we are not so big country like Poland, for example, but still it's about the regions, so I'm always surprised, because in some region it's good to play because the people are coming. In another region is not so good because for example, there is many like city festivals without any entrance, so people are used to not pay the entrance. It's the Pilsen, for example. Okay, let's get back to the question. So another cities. It's not about the cities, it's about the people, who is running the club in that city, or who is running I don't know how to say it. That's kind of like culture hall supported by city, and there is some nice program director who is trying to make something for the city. So it should be even small city in the middle of somewhere, but they are supported. They have a good city hall, which are supported the culture. They have, so. But it generally to say it's the bigger cities are better, But still, you can find also nice places in the smaller cities as well.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kush. We already have some questions, but we will get back to them. So everybody from the audience, if you would like to ask something, our respective guests, you can easily do that on the chat, and I will get back to this question when the proper time will come. So we were speaking about cities, we were speaking about venues, and actually we need to speak about the main attraction. of course,
festivals.
every musician, the main attraction is festival. So when I'm having a tour through we said Romania, Macedonia, Greece, and then fly to Czech Republic, I was starving for some festival gigs, which will maybe give me a bit more, better fee, so I can finance all the tour and that stuff. So obviously, every city, especially the capital one, has its own festival. But the main question is, so you can, of course, mention some of the biggest festivals in the country, but please put some focus on festivals that are actually open to invite new music from abroad. So I'm not talking about Steve Vai playing on a festival in Romania. I'm talking about maybe some newcomer band which can maybe got a chance to play on to get a slot on some renowned festival in Romania, maybe, Anka?
Well, as opposed of the other countries, probably we don't have a festival in Bucharest. So our biggest festival is Untold in Cluj, and they have the little brother called Never See by the seaside. But the second biggest one, let's say, that is also somewhere near Cluj, and it's called Electric Castle. Probably you've heard about it. They are more prone on getting newcomers in their lineup. And there's also a boutique festival called Awake. They actually have a scene called the Future Heroes. I don't know how many foreign artists they are getting there, but lots of Romanian newcomers. And also probably there is a festival in Sibiu called Armania. It's also it's a festival with tradition. They had like maybe 10 editions so far, and they have some newcomers, but being a smaller festival, not so many. But they are trying to, especially to help the Romanian newcomer scene, but also inviting emerging artists from neighboring countries like Hungary or the ones that are closer to us.
Thank you, Anka. Natalie, what is the situation in Greece regarding festivals, especially the ones who are open to invite some band from abroad, especially maybe the emerging unknown ones, beside Athens Music Week, which we already know? Or you can speak even about that one.
Okay. We have big festivals, but as everyone else, I suppose, it's difficult to book, an upcoming artist, because everyone wants the lineup to be, with well-known artists or artists that they have a fan base. So it's difficult for big festivals to book, an upcoming artist that he's not known. So it has to be something unique, or it has to be a suggestion from a big band or from the lineup of the festival. This is a way. So this is for the big festivals like Egypt Festival, Release Festival. They have up to the 3-day festival or 6 days festivals, the one I mentioned. They have about, even 30,000 people attendance all days, but there is also, we have at least one boutique festival. This is Pliskin Festival. It's all about emerging artists. So this is a festival that all newcomers should see, should find. And I would suggest for upcoming artists, the smaller venues. There are some venues like Six Dogs and Bios, Romanzo. So they are trying to find this new, this fresh sound. So there are people, and this is a tip, that there's some people that they have a personal interest, and they're trying to find, this fresh sound. So in a small venue like 200 people, it's not so difficult to introduce a new artist.
Yeah, very good. You mentioned very important thing, because I always say, in case, for example, in Ljubljana, if there is a band who is asking me, I don't know, from Czech Republic, I would like to come to play in Ljubljana. And of course, everybody can name 3 main venues in Ljubljana. It's not that difficult to find them on the internet. But getting in to these venues and play a concert is a little bit harder. Even if you get it, it's a big question if there will be enough of audience.
I would suggest that they could find the venue that it's similar to the sound of the band. It's one thing, and the other thing is that they have to be also visible in Spotify lists, because many promoters and radio producers are searching these Spotify lists. So it's really important for new artists to be visible. And try to find them, because I can see a trend, let's say, that I feel that the music people are searching for new music, but they're trying to find something, authentic, different.
Yeah.
Unique.
Agree, absolutely. So Angela, can you maybe say something about, because you are coming from festival production in general, can you maybe name some of your festival or even some others, if you dare, to say, okay, these are festivals which music people abroad should know and keep in their mind when they are thinking about their long-term career as an international touring artist?
So I was doing a little research yesterday, and I think that actually we are the company that has an open call for new artists on our festivals. There is no other music festival that does that.
But you're talking also about the international one on the
Okay. For our The Festival that happens in summer in Doiran, we always have an open call. It's mostly Macedonian artists apply, but a lot of regional artists apply also. About our PIN conference, that's part of Taxirat Festival. PIN conference is a showcase. It's mostly, it's all about new artists. What else? Oh yeah, the Youth Cultural Center also. They have a festival called the Zdrava Mladi. And that festival is also focused on new emerging talents. But they are a public venue, so it goes a little bit different there.
Okay, so you gave me a good point, which I will use with Mr. Kush. So the same question is for you, maybe, to name some festivals which are open and curious about emerging artists from abroad. But the question I will put something else in this question also. When we are talking about supporting new music scenes, emerging artists, we are mostly talking about cases where public fundings are involved. So it's hard to imagine that somebody who is doing a commercial project will put a lot of attention to unknown, unrecognizable band just to do something good for the music scene. It's very hard to expect. So, so the question is: do you have many festivals opened for newcomers, especially from abroad? And are these festivals mostly public funded or private ones?
Wow, it's too many questions in one question. So let's start with the festivals. We are a kingdom of the festivals. We have so many festivals. I think around 400, but I don't want to make any mistake. Like too many. We are from the smaller ones to the biggest ones. In the city of Prague, we have city festivals, which is United Islands and Metronome Festival. Metronome Festival, it's mostly for the stars and for the names. But the United Islands, that's the one who is opened and everybody can apply. The program director she's my really good friend for the years, and she's really taking care a lot about listening everything, and she's got a good choice for the music. So apply there. The second really good possibility is the biggest, I think it's the biggest Czech festival, Colors of Ostrava. I'm sure everybody heard about Colors of Ostrava, and they are open. Also, the program director is really cool guy, and choosing the names which are not known in our country because they are supported. They are supported by government and Ministry of Culture, and so they can do that. And also they're running the showcase, like few days before they are running the showcase festival Crossroads Ostrava. So you can make like balls in one in one way. Like first you play on a showcase festival, and then you play on a main festival for the public. So it's a win-win. And then there is many other smaller festivals like Color Meeting. Angela Dubiosa Collective was supposed to play there last year, but okay, Dubiosa is the name. But yeah, I'm sure they are open. There is Beseda Ubik Bitu, which is more like for the alternative genres of the electronic music. Depend on the genre. That's the very important. Like you have to choose the festival which is in your genre. Like my favorite festival is a Rock for Churchill. Every year there is something like new I didn't know, and so yeah, and about the support. Generally, the Metronome and United Islands and the Colors of Ostrava, they are supported by government and by Ministry of Culture. But let's take it from the other side, because you can get the support. Maybe I don't know how is it in your countries, because like me, when I'm going with some of my bands abroad, I'm trying to get support of it for it, Like we have a sound check. Thanks for having them, because sound check is supporting these international tours. Ministry of Culture, you can get support for international tour as well, So maybe that's another question. Like if in another countries it's possible to apply to go somewhere abroad. Or if you can apply for some support for example, for promotion, because you spoke about you are not known in that country. I think it's coming hand in hand. It's clever by government to support the promotion, because it's a promotion of the country if you are supporting the promotion of some band. So it's possible to apply here, like if you know where to look, where to ask, and I'm really happy for these possibilities, because I think it's very important, especially when you go to the other side of Europe or of the world, so you need some support, and you cannot expect it only from the festival.
Thank you, Mr. Kush. So what I'm thinking now, we have some very interesting questions in our chat. So I will somehow make a last question in this formal first part of the meeting, which will be something similar as the question to Mr. Kush, but with a different, that I would like you to ask. I would like to ask you to name a person or a company or a website where I, as a band from Slovenia, can really get as much information as possible about music scenes in your countries. Can you, Anka, start, please? Who do I need to call? I will call you because I know you. Can everybody call you, or there is maybe a bit different contact which is more proper? You are muted.
Actually, there is no database with this kind of information, but we at Mastering the Music Business are acting as an entry point for anybody abroad that would like to know more about the music market. So feel free to visit our Facebook page.
Put the name of the, just for every case, to put the name of the your festival conference in the chat box so people can then do their own research. I'm actually asking everybody to do the same, maybe to put some names or links in the chat box so people can find them.
Yeah, that's the name of the conference. I wrote it in the chat. So actually feel free to visit our Facebook page and send us a message, and we will be happy to put you in touch with whomever you need, if we can get to them, but mostly we can get to everybody in the music industry in one or maybe two steps. Unfortunately, Romania does not have an export office per se, so we have undertook this mission, and we are, as I said, acting as an entry point for everybody outside Romania who wants to get in, and we are also helping artists get booked in other festivals, mostly showcase festivals. Also, we are inviting everybody to apply for our showcase festival whenever the call is online. So yeah, that's Romania.
Thank you, Romania. I just put down a Slovenian one. This is Music Slovenia, which is also not an expert office, but it's like an initiative one. So we are actually starting the project, which is at the moment based on the website and this beautiful publication, which was released a couple of days ago, and actually is not. This is actually the first time that I'm showing this to somebody. So you will find all the festivals, venues, bands, infrastructure by using this code, which maybe you can no, forget about it. We will do that the next time. So we have Natalie. Natalie mentioned Athens Music Week, but the question, Natalie, thank you, but the question was also, can you name somebody, mention somebody who is really the contact in terms of coming to play in Greece?
You want to give my email?
I mean,
I'm joking.
We are not doing that on the personal level that much, but the idea is, if there is somebody, for example, in case of Slovenia, I'm glad to give in my email if anybody has. I'm trying to present myself as a first aid kit in case when people would like to know something about Slovenian music. So who is maybe the first aid kit? I think maybe we can speak about Athens Music Week definitely as somebody.
Athens Music Week is doing exactly this thing, trying to, you know, to showcase artists, like Anka said, like mastering the music business. We have an export office, I think, for 1 year now, but it's in the beginning, so there are only 3-4 artists that they went abroad to Eurosoning and other showcases, but I think it needs to be more developed. And now there's nothing more official for the artist. So the other thing, it is a DIY, and you know, you have to find your sound and the venue from the internet or from the bands, the artists like with similar sounds. So to find the way, you know, we Greeks are really open to you know, to new artists and to relationships, and this is a more spontaneous, I could say, music scene. So we have many examples that artists came in touch, so they developed a relationship, and then they became you know, known in the scene, and they break into the scene, and just like that.
Thank you, Natalie. So the same question for Angela. You already mentioned.
Sorry, we forgot to say about the Hemi Music Hub. So we have this open call for this new art. So we are all partners in this. So this is a new initiative from 10 partners, 9 countries: Slovenia, Romania, North Macedonia, Estonia, Czech Republic. Who else?
Serbia, Hungary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to write this on chat. So
yeah, we should put that down.
An open call is running right now for a month. So
yeah, if you're...
Yeah. Actually, a lot of bands in Macedonia started calling us. They were like, "Oh, what is this? What is this chemical?" Yeah.
Angela, you can say something
so
more
that's
about who
cool.
is really the best thing. I mean, the best address to follow in case of Macedonian music scene.
So same as Romania and everyone here, we
Czech
don't have
Republic
an export bureau.
Czech
So
Republic
basically we, okay, yeah. And Greece does, but yeah. So we act as one with our conferences and festivals. So I think that I will write down here in the comments all our pages, because for example, all of your conferences, and when you have open calls and everything, I try to post them all on our company site, so every band can find all the necessary info there. And
thank you, Miss Angela.
That would be it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome to put them down. So, Peter, would you like to add something besides your wonderful sound check? Is there any other good advice that you can give to people who would like to get in contact with Czech Republic music scene?
Sound check is a good way to ask, to contact. Showcase festivals in Czech Republic, which we have two of them. We have Crossroads Ostrava and Nouvelle Prague. So that's the way how to get in Czech music scene. I recommend first coming alone without a band, then to apply and come with the band, like you know what's going on. And the third way, as the ladies said, I would recommend the DI way. I would check the similar famous bands who came to Czech Republic, where did they play, and contact that festival. We don't have many booking agents here. There are some, Dubiosa, they have nice one here in Czech Republic, but it's like hard when you are unknown to get directly the booking agent, is taking care about you. So it's better to make it these three ways. I would recommend.
Thank you, Peter. So we are actually almost at the end. The editors told us that we have just a couple of minutes left. So we will go through the questions. I'm sure that some of the answers were already spoken. So let us see. Valerie is from Czech Republic. She's asking for great, which I hope mean good, not big, creative venues in Czech Republic beside official public culture houses, and not from Prague. So Peter, can you mention a couple of venues not from, so outside of Prague and outside of these culture houses, which probably mean the official public institution dealing with blah, 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 blah. Can you name some? Or even better, where is there any contact list where people can get in touch with those venues?
I hope Martin Nara already put the link in in chat. Soundcheck CZ and industry. This link. Look at there, and then I can name some clubs like in Czech Republic. But I don't know about any other database.
I think the second question is even better in this case. So it's about a list of venues in Europe. Anybody knows if there exists any list of venues of the whole Europe? I know that there are some networks which are covering individual countries, and there are some venues inside. I can tell you, in case of Slovenia, you can freely use Slovenian Music Information Center or Music Slovenia as your source for getting information about Slovenian venues. Maybe do you have something like this that we haven't mentioned yet? Because we mentioned Soundcheck, which obviously has a list of venues in Czech Republic. Anka, do you have any list of venues? Not, but probably the same with Macedonia, Athens, Greece. Do you have something like this?
I have a list with venues and festivals and media in a presentation that I have to upload somewhere, I think.
But it's not like some public sources yet where these documents are available. Okay,
no.
But it will be. But as we said, all of us, every country has something. Even if you contact your showcase festival in your country, it will probably give you a lot of information about the other venues, festivals in the same country. So do you find it possible for a band to book concert on tour abroad without a booking agent? This is the question we are all asking ourselves. It really depends. If yes, how do you meet these people if you don't travel to Slovenia, Romania, or Greece often? So do you think that in your countries you can make it without a booking agent? Let's make very short answer. In case we all know it is possible, but it is a hard work. It is a really hard work, and you have to speak a lot. You have to know a lot of people. You have to know how to sell the thing that you are selling. But is there any experience when you can say absolutely no? In our country, you cannot do it without local booking agent. Because I think this is the important question. If I can make a tour in Czech Republic without Czech booking agent involved, can I?
You can make it.
Romania.
Yes, it's going to be much more difficult, but yes.
Yes, same here.
You can definitely make it, but
you have to want it.
It won't be made by itself, so you have to really work hard in this case.
You have to fight for it,
Yeah.
Exactly. So the next question, promoters booking. How much does social media following affect your decision to book or collaborate with an artist? So who loves numbers? Who is crazy about Facebook numbers? Anka's crazy about Facebook numbers. Who's crazy about Instagram numbers? Is anybody getting excited when see, this band has so many followers, so many likes? Is this important for your decision?
It's important because from these numbers you can see that you have a band or an artist that's committed to their career, who does things properly, who has good music, good production, good marketing, everything. So you want them in your country.
But if you want to book an artist in Bucharest,
yep,
and you are booking a band from Scandinavia with 5 billion of followers, but nobody
knows in Bucharest.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not just numbers, right? It's not just this is the only parameter that you are following.
But it's always a good sign when an artist has good numbers in their country. This means that he has potential and his music has value. So then you are more prone to get him to your country, because it has a chance to make it in your country better than if he had like 3 likes and 1 follower on Instagram.
We have another. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, Peter.
I agree with Anka, and I think it's very similar with generally like playing abroad, that you have to be kind of experienced in your country. Then after that, you can go abroad. You have to play at many festivals, many clubs in your country, and then it's time to think about like other ones. And that's the same with the numbers. I love the numbers of YouTube and stuff, and also you can push it somehow, like from the side of the band of the management. So you can help to it, and then the promoter will see like, and you will get the fans in other countries. So yeah.
Thank you. So we have another good question. We can speak 1 hour about this question. So maybe just a quick one. The question is about sync. synchronization of music for the use of commercial advertising. How is with this? In Slovenia is not a big issue. We don't have a lot of publishers. We don't have a lot of people who are dealing with sync respectively. What about other countries? Is sync, is connecting music with advertisement a strong business in your countries?
In Romania, neither. We don't even have music supervisors here.
So very similar in Slovenia, yeah. Macedonia, probably quite same. Greece, Czech Republic should be.
We have two companies that are doing two big companies that are doing sync and we have the music libraries. So they sell the music libraries for advertisement, or they have artists to write music to sell to the advertising companies. You know, the two I know two that they are the biggest. I don't know if there are more. I don't think so.
Okay, just a quick answer from Peter, because we are in rush. We have to finish slowly, fastly. So probably sync is a big thing in Czech Republic, right?
Same as in Greece, very similar. This kind of industry is growing here now. We've got some new publishers and stuff. So now I think it's growing. We will see what's gonna happen.
Thank you. So the last question from Natalia Boyko is actually a question. Would you recommend artists to play for free and pay all expenses themselves as festivals, mostly touring, with such a proposal to applying artists? This is another question which needs a deep discussion. It's maybe not that much about money. It's more about the promotion. How will you use this promotion? Sorry, I'm answering this question, trying to do it as fast as possible. And the last one is, could you please share links to the festivals in your country? So it has been done something. So in case that you don't find something, you can freely contact our beloved Soundcheck. And the Soundcheck can also provide the question, because we are all, as Natalie mentioned, we are all happy members of Happy Family Hemi Music Hub, which is actually here just because of this thing that we were speaking about. So, dear people, I wish you, all of you, first of all, I would like to give a big thank you to my guests, Angela, Peter, Natalie, and Anka. And to everybody, have a nice Saturday. Keep in touch with the last program, which will happen forward regarding the Central Digital Party, and stay healthy and be good. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.